On another busy week in Asian club competitions, Buraida in Saudi Arabia is the venue tonight for Al-Taawoun against Khaldiya in Group B of AFC Champions League Two. It's the fourth place finishers in last season's Saudi Pro League against the Bahraini champion team. Matchday 5 of the group stage, a meeting of the top two teams in Group B. Both should qualify from this section. One almost certainly will, with a victory at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium tonight. Conditions are pretty decent here, around about 14 degrees C, as we await for the arrival of the teams to what is a perfect looking playing surface. This fascinating competition that's replaced the AFC Cup has become the new second tier competition for Asia's top clubs. AFC Cup had run for 20 seasons, but this revised format called AFC Champions League Two features 32 teams in the group stage, again split into the west and east zones, and the winner will be given an indirect preliminary stage slot for next year's AFC Champions League Elite. We've been enjoying plenty of action in the Champions League Elite, and now more top quality football on offer from Asia's finest. The teams are in the tunnel. Saudi Arabia and Bahrain are developing quite a rivalry at international level. They're pitted together, those two nations, in the same AFC FIFA World Cup qualifying third round group. And it's the team that finished fourth in the Saudi Pro League last year against the Kings of Bahrain, who meet tonight. There's a really good atmosphere here. Al-Taawoun have been beaten at home. Air Force Club, the Iraqi side, won in this stadium on match night 2. They've got identical records, these two clubs. 4 matches, 3 victories and a defeat. And this is a repeat of the fixture on match night 1 in Bahrain, won by Al-Taawoun by 3 goals to 2. So there is a history of goals in this fixture and excitement. The only defeat that Khaldiya have suffered, followed it up with the 3 wins on the spin against Al-Taawoun, the Turkmenistani side in this group, and then back-to-back wins against Air Force Club. So everybody's beating everybody in this section. The last 2 matches for Al-Taawoun, a pair of wins against Al-Taawoun, 2-1 here, and then most impressively away 4-0 in Ashgabat last time out. He did lose though at Al-Weda at the weekend. In the Saudi Pro League, it's been an inconsistent start to the domestic campaign for Al-Taawoun, but we'll be expecting something positive tonight under Rodolfo Barrera, their Argentine coach. Khaldiya there, the Al-Khaldiya skipper, the international, 32, tends to boss the midfield.
سيداتي سادتي رحبوا بفريقي التعاون السعودي والخلدية البحريني.
Bouncing and loving it, and looking forward to progression to the knockout stage. It is on. It could be virtually secured tonight. It wouldn't quite be mathematically qualified, either of these two teams, with a win, but it would take something catastrophic for either of these to drop out of the top 2 places. So Al-Taawoun looking to continue this Saudi success in Asian club competitions this season. Al-Ahli, Al-Hilal, Al-Nasser in positions 1, 2 and 3 have all safely qualified to the knockout stage in AFC Champions League Elite. After positive results this week, Al-Ahli bossing that section with a 100% run. And now it's down to Al-Taawoun to keep the Saudi flag flying. Bahrain represented by just Al-Khaldiya. Asian club competitions, the way this new format has been developed in season 2024-25, but they are useful and attack-minded too, with 3 up front in Igor Torres, Usama Bellatrish and Mahdi Hamadan, another from the international contingent of Bahrain. Serious faces and focus ahead of this tough group match in AFC Champions League 2. We're deep in the desert, a couple of hundred kilometres northwest of Riyadh, the Saudi capital, here at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. Nice and compact, really clean, crisp ground. And we expect the football to be worthy of the surface tonight. It looks immaculate out there. So there's plenty of flair in this Al-Taawoun team. Watch out for Moussa Barrow, Gambian international, who has 4 goals in the group so far, including a brace last time out against Al Tanassir. Sultan Mandash too, and Abdul Fatah, who's been used mainly as a super sub in the Saudi Pro League this season. 2 Brazilians at the back, and the goalkeeper Malston and centre-half Girotto provides solidity. João Pedro, another Brazilian and scorer, 3 goals in the group, is on the bench and in reserve here. The nation of Tajikistan provides tonight's officials. Sadulo Gulmarodi is the referee. He's at the Asia Cup back at the start of the year. Most recently spotted reffing DPR Korea, Iran in the recent World Cup qualifiers. Just a brief outing in national campaigns for 2 of the Saudi internationals in this Al-Taawoun team, Saad Al-Nasser and Ali Salouli. 7 for the Bahrainis before returning to the continental commitments with the club. And our 2 skippers come forward. Ashraf Madoui, the Moroccan, who captains Al-Taawoun, and that's Khaldiya, the experienced midfielder. So as we know, this Al-Qadiyah team provides the backbone for the Bahraini national side, with 1 or 2 notable exceptions. Brazilian striker Igor Torres da Silva is well travelled. So too the Algerian attacking midfielder Usama Bellatrish. Kamal Al-Swad, the 104 cap midfielder who hit a hat-trick in Al-Qadiyah's last outing, the 4-1 win over Air Force Club, provides a significant goal threat too.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Off and running, Saudi Arabia versus Bahrain in AFC Champions League 2 action. It's been goals galore in the Asian club competitions over the past 48 hours or so. We've got a little more to come as well, with the remainder of the fixtures to be played tomorrow, and back-to-back match weeks as well. Both AFC Champions League Elite and AFC Champions League Two, with the matches to be played next week too. So Al-Taawoun trying to get a shot off straight away, playing in the yellow here, the home team. That was the first attempt on goal from the captain, Mariui Rodolfo Arena, Copa Libertadores winner, and a really quite distinguished player back when he wore the boots himself. 49 now from Buenos Aires, 178 appearances for Boca Juniors, and you don't play that many games for the Buenos Aires Giants without being a little bit handy. 5 caps as well for the Argentine national team. He took over the close season as they went foreign. Al-Taawoun knew that there was going to be a big challenge coming up in this competition. First continental appearance for Al-Taawoun, so really are breaking new ground here. That makes the ripping start to the group stage even more impressive. Alias Shaw is the Al-Khaldiya coach. Again, pretty experienced really, considering he's only 43 years of age. Another shot comes in, yet to test Mohammed. A nice, bright, spiky, early attacking from Al-Taawoun. That was Saad Al-Nasser. One of the 2 international defenders. They had Al-Salouli as well, who had 3 minutes against Australia in the recent World Cup qualifiers. Saudi and Bahrain are in the same World Cup qualifying group. It's only, of course, the Saudis that expect and hope to get through. They've already played once in the section, a 0-0 draw. And we'll meet again on the last day. The Saudis out of the qualifying places at the moment. Bahrain 5th of 6th in that group. There goes Abdel Fattah. Takes Nasruddin Zolani with him. Al-Taawoun moving the ball around in the early stages here. It's Giroto, the Brazilian centre-half, who will play alongside Walid Al-Malad there. 27. Sultan Mandash drops deep. 76 is one of the 2 Moroccans in the midfield, as well as El Madoui. Faisal Fajr wearing a 76. Much travel. He's played in France and Spain and Turkey. Super ball forward as well. Barrow might get in on the end of this. Not quite. Put in there from Kamal Al-Aswad. Squeezes loose to Sultan Mandash. There's the cross. Properly cleared. Fajr couldn't bring it down. Al-Nasser had the shot. Back to the Brazilian goalkeeper in his 3rd year with Al-Taawoun now, Mileston. Another touch here, a little bit of pressure as Khaldiya tried to shut him down. Let's give it away. Nizar El Rash down there, wearing 14. Bahrain struggling on a national level to just make that breakthrough, get that World Cup qualifying slot. 6 teams in the 3 third round qualifying groups. The top 2 of those groups will go through. Then the next 2 will go into another set of group matches next year. Looking like the Saudis at present. Bahrain could sneak into that. Saudi and Bahrain level on 6 points. But the Saudis have a better goal difference. That's why they're 4th and Bahrain are 5th. That's Barrow. Really like the look of him. Formerly of Bologna and Atlanta in the Serie A. So there is a good deal of pedigree, international pedigree in the Al-Taawoun ranks, certainly. Got that win 3-2 in the return match that opened up the group in Bahrain. Barrow scored twice in that match. Another of the Brazilians they have, Flavio, with a clinching goal that night. Is Mandash, who did really well to take it down there. Sultan Mandash. He couldn't bend it across there to Barrow. Lots of endeavour, attacking intent here from Al-Taawoun. There's Dia. There's players that covers every blade of grass. Sayed Dia still full of running at 32. The captain Ismail Durgam there. Sayed Bakir, wearing 44. Bakir again, he gave that away. Walid Al-Malad. Al-Majoui. Al-Saluli. Girotto. Mandash. Using his pace again down this right. Second on Mubarak. Mandash could bring a colleague into play there. Did look a little late from El-Majoui. Bahraini coach, the more animated of the two in the early stages. Ashraf El-Majoui. Yeah, catching Osama Bellatrish there. That's Morocco against Algeria. A fourth official already going to speak to Ali Ashur, the Al-Khaldiya coach. A couple of early reducers here inside the opening 10 minutes. There's Al-Rashdan, back to Zalani. Amar Mohammed, and the internationals there. Goalkeeper for Al-Khaldiya. Yeah, targeting Bellatrich, it was Girotto who threw the back that time. Dia. Trot on the ball. Free kick goes Al-Taawoun's way. Barrow not quite in the thick of it thus far. Just come back from international duty. Played twice against Angola and Comoros. In the throes of Nations Cup qualifying at the moment, the African nations. And Nasser tried to get forward. Away by Mubarak, a little too high there for Igor Torres de Silva. Barely had a touch yet. That's a good intervention from Al-Malad. Durgam. Bellatrix thought better. Just giving him the give and go there. Bellatrix takes Giroto with him. Dia, nice and tidy. Sayed back here. A bit early to start playing the ball long and rather aimless like that. A couple of the other scores are just coming in. Air Force Club got a 2-0 win away at Al-Taawoun. Gives them a chance in this section. Run it from deep. There's a lot for Igor Torres to do there. Tied it up by Al-Taawoun. Yeah, flag up. It might work out for them if Fatah can make those diagonal runs. Started really as the main striker, with the Mandash playing to his right and Barrow out to the left. An attacking trio, really. Fatah the focal point of it. And Roa Barrera. Igor Torres de Silva. It's past Al-Taawoun. That's good covering play though. Helped out there by Flavio. Pretty unceremonious, really, wasn't it? The way he was dumped to the ground there, Igor Torres. But it's yielded a corner here, the first of the contest in Al-Khaldiya's favour. Kamal Al-Aswad to take it. As they wait for the movement. There is movement in the penalty area there. Safety in numbers. Musa Barrow can get to this. The break might be on here for Al-Taawoun. Mandash. A good recovery that from Mahdi Houmadan. Mandash followed through there on Mahdi Houmadan. Both teams just keen to impose the physicality. Just arrives a fraction too late there. Mandash. I don't think there's too much that's serious about that. But it was an eye-opening appointment, actually. They managed to lure Rodolfo Barrena into the desert. This particular part of the desert, anyway. He spent the previous year as UAE coach, Barrena, and spent some time with Al Wasl and Al Ryan as well. Having coached his main club in his playing days, Boca Juniors, for 2 years between 2014 and 16. A string of honours as a player. He was at Villarreal as well when they got to the UEFA Champions League semi-finals back in 2006. stopped by Arsenal that year, who in turn lost the final to Barcelona in Paris. There's Mandash, forced backwards. Barrow. Flavio with the layoff to Girotto. Flavio again, trying to work it there with Mandash. Busy player. Mandash will play up front, one of the wides, withdrawn attacking roles. Goal in the 4 starts in the SPL this season. Mainly used as a sub. A pair of caps to his name, but nothing this season yet for Sultan Mandash for the Saudis. Al-Saluli, those 3 minutes against the Australians the week before last. He plays it forward. The 3 in the area. Cross aiming for Abdel Fattah. Half away. Well, second ball is Al-Taawoun's here. Flavio. Girotto. El Madioui. Give it a go there with the Girotto and Abdel Fattah, just wide. Best chance of the match. Abdel Fattah benefiting from some really positive play from the centre half. Girotto, really advanced position here. Lovely combination play, and just dropped it a yard or so short there to receive that return ball. Abdel Fattah. It was an honest hit as well. Dragged wide off the bench 8 times in the SPL. Fattah this season, but there's 2 goals from those substitute appearances. Here's Ismail Durgam. Al-Aswad is the overload. Lovely stuff from Al-Taawoun. Managed to involve Musa Barrow there. Might be able to build up a head of steam. Not quite. Al-Aswad gets in front of him. Just to come back through El Madioui now, Walid Al-Malad. El Madioui again. Barrow. Flavio. Two runners. Pass was good. Finish, or the attempted finish, took a little bit of a nick there, I think, of Ismail Durgam. They've not got it away. The second ball drilled across, and then finally was flailed over by Saad Al Nasser. But Al-Taawoun showing plenty of endeavour here. Nice craft. Super ball through. And Fattah, not for the first time, got on the end of the pass. And then Khaldiya made a real mess of the clearance. Not punished by that wild finish by Saad Al Nasser ultimately. Back down and really went for the cross shot there. Madioui. Torres de Silva just caught. Referee's assistant didn't like that from Belatresh. 29-year-old Algerian international, lapsed Algerian international now. But get something working between Belatresh and Igor Torres da Silva, and that will stand his team in good stead. Get the ball at his feet, Igor Torres da Silva, the 24-year-old from Sao Paulo. They're always going to have industry with the Khaldiya in the middle, wrestling there with Faikal Fajr. The group stage will be completed next week. Al-Taawoun to go to Iraq to face Air Force Club. Al-Qadiyah will be back at the Bahrain National Stadium in Riffa against Al-Taawoun. I mean, if they can end this evening unscathed, the Bahrainis, then they have an opportunity. Air Force Club with that 2-0 win at Al-Taawoun is confirmed as well on 9 points now. 3 sides on 9 points. Slight caveat to that. These two teams on 10 points now. The way it is right now, it's a more familiar, recognisable format, I suppose, in AFC Champions League Two. The series of first round 4 team groups played in a more recognisable round robin. That's going to upset Saad Al Nassr, who thought he's timed his run well here. Flank wide open. In fact, it was Fatih who caught out in the middle. Frustrating that for Saad Al Nassr. His second year with Al-Taawoun. Just past the midway mark in the first half here at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Buraida. Al-Taawoun 0, Al-Qadiyah 0. Great feet there from Belatresh. Pulled back. Not quite setting the right example there, but at least he stopped to any notion of a quick spin, a dive into space from Belatresh in the butt. Well, not surprising that teams have a bit of flair. That's what Boca Juniors are all about. Back home in Buenos Aires, they won the Primera with the Boca. Stint as coach there in 2015. Did Manuel Barrena, the Primera and a Clausura there, at least did in those days. In Argentina, as Al-Taawoun push forward again here. It's Sultan Mandash. Yes, at Fatah Square. It's Mandash, he has an overlapper as well. And it looks for Fatah. Now Fatah wins the corner. Just stood it up. There, Sultan Mandash. Well dealt with ultimately by Nasruddin Salani. But a corner here for Al-Taawoun. Fajr. Give and go there for Sultan Mandash. busy, isn't he? Popping up the right on the left. Dia, a really quick play, that's the problem. Transition though right now for Al-Taawoun. He worked hard to win the ball back there, but then couldn't use either Igor Torres or Bellatrix. Now it's with Saad Al Nasser, the ball in early, it's Moussa Barrow. They're playing that pretty disciplined line at the back there, Al-Taawoun. But those passes, those on crossfields are coming in really early here. So there's the ball across, and it was the correct call. Barrow moving into the centre there. Clearly distracted by the oncoming challenge from Nasruddin Zalani there, Abdel Fattah. But Al-Taawoun, number 9, has produced the game's best chance thus far. Come closest. That shot dragged wide. Mohamed's right-hand post. Closest we've come. Flavio. So for El Madoui. Get Al-Taawoun going. Screening midfielders though, El Rashdan and Sayed Dia are doing the job effectively of forcing Al-Taawoun back. Nice positioning there from El Madoui. Barrow. Girotto. No. Forced into the mistake as Flavio gave it away. El Rashdan. Wants to check it back there to Sayed Dia. Oh. He's slid through to take the man as well as the ball there. Fancied it though, didn't he? Clattering challenge there from Walid Al-Malad. Yeah, taking plenty of Al-Aswad with him. Give it some welly. Walid Al-Malad, 2 caps for Saudi Arabia. Comes the Al-Taawoun free kick. He's hit with too much pace there for Osama Bellatrix to do anything with that. Nice idea, but just an iffy execution there. Drilled Bellatrix there by Ismail Durgan. Oh, goal line clearance there. And so quickly, our friend the TV director almost missed it. We'll be looking at that in due course. Real let off that for Al-Taawoun. And Bellatrix, he's not going to get onto that. And Milson has the ball safely in his arms. Well, this was the problem. Wow. Milson, terrible. The lack of concentration, a mistake there, giving it straight to Igor Torres, but take nothing away from that clearance from Al-Saluli. That's a spectacular goal line clearance from the Saudi international. What on earth was Milson doing? Shades of the Wilson HD against Shanghai Port match just 24 hours ago in AFC Champions League Elite. Something almost identical happened that resulted in a goal for Shanghai Port, Matias Vargas. Argentine benefiting there. It was almost a Brazilian there. Now then, at the other end, Al-Taawoun take the lead. Fattah on the end of the cross, having come so close to trailing. They go straight at the other end and take the lead through Abdul Fattah. Oh, he couldn't miss. The little clip across was on a plate for him. Super finish that. Well, they've really gone for it in an attacking sense tonight, have Al-Taawoun. It's the long diagonal. It's drifted through to Flavio. And there's the ball. There's the finish. There's the goal. Al-Taawoun 1. Al-Khaldiya 0. Lovely little cutback. It takes Amar Mohammed out of the game completely, and the Mubarak's facing the wrong way. I can't do anything about that goal. Abdul Fattah, the 29-year-old. Pretty much a goal every 2 games in his SPL career for Al-Taawoun. Target for the first time in AFC Champions League Two. Khaldiya, this is the response. Good little run over there by Nazar Al-Rashdan. It's not the first important challenge Al-Saluli has put in there. Managed to divert the ball behind. Goal scorer Fattah gets back to help defend. And they are able to repel that corner on the near post there. It's back for Dia. Mohammed with the recycle. The precedent is set as far as Asian club competition is concerned by Al Hilal. They have 4 titles in the top tier competition in its variety of guises down the years. First in 1991, last of those in 2021. Al Ittihad have won the Continental Crown twice, 2004 and 2005, those back-to-back triumphs. I'd love a strong start in this rebooted second-tier competition as well, the Saudis. That's Torres de Silva dispossessed by the backtracking Mandash. There you have it. The goal comes from 63% possession for Al-Taawoun. Working hard in the middle of the park just to spoil anything Al-Khaldiya are trying. Closest they've come was from that terrible mistake by Marlson, the Al-Taawoun goalkeeper. There's the goal scorer, Fattah. Yeah, Barrow often drifting into the middle here. And flick round the corner from Mandash. That's El Mardoui. Overlap on the left-hand side. Flag stayed down. Composed defending there from Ahmed Mubarak. Al-Taawoun again working so diligently to get the ball back in their possession. Flavio will be the target here by the looks of things. Good play again from the full-back. That's Squeezed into the side netting. Saad Al Nasser just with that little step over and trying to take on Ahmad Mubarak there. He gave himself the extra yard. Mubarak showing real application again there, the defender. Fajit, the Moroccan, with a corner. Second bite at it. Tempting cross as well. Mohamed got 2 fists on it. Al-Taawoun, the quickest to the loose ball. Well, that's a bit of a mess up though from Flavio. And they could be away here. There's a real chance for Humaydan, who's clean through. Forces the save from Milson. He wasn't able to make sure and make it count there, Mahdi Humaydan. Bahraini international. Got the brace against Air Force Club. The away win in Iraq on match day 3. Might have fancied another AFC Champions League 2 goal there. Really exposed though. And a huge let-off now on 2 occasions for Al-Taawoun. That lead is precarious. Nice height, wasn't it, for Milson? And the attempt did come in from Mahdi Humaydan. Nazar Al-Rashdan tied it. Back it comes through Syed Bakr to Mohamed. Not faulting the technical ability of either of these 2 teams. Al-Taawoun just that touch more clinical. Offside flag there against Abdel Fattah. So it's looking good then, right now, for Al-Taawoun for the qualification. Yeah, done and dusted, pretty much ahead of the last match day, but here comes Bellatrix again. Again they're clean through, again the miss, but the follow-up this time from Kamal Al-Aswad makes it 1-1. Well, Mahdi Humaydan was clean through, missed. It seemed that was going to be the outcome the second time round. Pushed up very high here, 2 players diving in for the same ball. Bellatrix away. Again, Milson pulls off the save, but Kamal Al-Aswad on hand to make it 1-1. Well, a hat-trick hero against Air Force Club in the last match does it again. That combined with his goal in the first meeting between these 2 in Bahrain. He's in 5 for the group. Following it in there, Kamal Al-Aswad, 1-1. Just started to lift their attacking level. And at the same time, Al-Taawoun seeming vulnerable. Lucky not to concede when Mahdi Humaydan ran clean through. And we're lucky not to concede when Milson gave the ball to the opposition as well. And suddenly looking a little bit panicked, Al-Taawoun. Al Nasser trying to make matters right. Barrow, he's been quiet in the first half. Failing to find Abdel Fattah as well. Bellatrix done well. Good challenge by Al-Malad. Plenty to ponder right now for that man. Free kick. Khaldiya ending this half on a high, and Al-Taawoun slightly rattled, it seems. Yeah, it's needlessly belligerent, really, from Walid Al-Malad there. Giving away the free kick in a promising position for Al-Khaldiya. Five black shirts make themselves available for this free kick. So there's a little bit of correspondence there between Hamidan and Bellatrix. What about the quality of the delivery? There's the ball. Direct attempt. A little bit needless there. Some of the Brazilians coming together, trying to stop Milson from releasing that quickly. Strange half for Milson, the Al-Taawoun keeper. A couple of decent saves, but a calamitous error that very nearly lifted Igor Torres a goal, his compatriot. He made a good save, didn't he? Didn't do much about the follow-up from Al-Aswad. And the Al-Khaldiya goal did come. Well, it's safe to say that Al-Taawoun probably not in that elite bracket of clubs that astronomical budgets when Saudi clubs decided to go for it big time and get competitive on both the continental and the world stage. Free across just to dissipate the situation. Actually show a red card in that qualifier that he ref last time out. A Tajikistani official. No complaints at all about the tempo and the intent, attack-wise, from these two teams. Bellatrix just applauds the attempt there. The pass inside the fullback, Flavio. Seeing that he just strayed. Officials right on it. That's a tight call, but the right call. Confirmation, yeah, a single minute, and that reflects the nice punchy, pacey nature of this match. Very few stoppages. Barrow, El Madioui, Girotto, Flavio. Loose defensive header, but he should be able to deal with that there, Al Rashdan. And he does. Sends Mahdi Hamidan away. Well, an entertaining half draws to a close here in Buraida. These two teams can't be separated at the top of Group B of AFC Champions League Two, and they certainly can't be separated tonight. Kamal Al-Aswad there tapped home an equalising goal after a decent save from Milson, following on from Abdel Fattah's header that had given Al-Taawoun the lead. Prior to that, Al-Taawoun number 9 there, Fattah, had come closest with a rasping drive across the front of Amar Mohamed. So some nice attacking play and quite a few errors as well, if we're honest. Half-time here in Buraida. It is Al-Taawoun 1, Al-Khaldiya 1. Plenty of entertainment on show.
Zaghi, hop, à gauche. Explique que tu tournes à gauche. Allez, skip. Ça y est, voilà, ça c'est très bien. Allons prêter. Ok. La dernière, hein? Allez, hop! Juste arrière, allez, hop! Ok. Partita di merda questa. Questa è una partita di merda. Perché?
يلا تركيز شباب first minute تركيز
يلا زعلانين سكيب يب
Teams are out. Second half about to get underway here. 1-1 is the score. Group B of AFC Champions League 2. Al-Taawoun and Al-Khaldiya have cancelled each other out in that first half. The goals from Fateh and Al-Aswad. It'd be fair to say, actually, that Al-Khaldiya, the Bahraini champions, finished the better. They might even have been ahead, and perhaps feel that they should have been ahead. Bellatrix missed that chance when he was clean through. Fortunately, Al-Aswad was there to follow up. Mahdi Houmedan was also one-on-one as well, only to see Milson save. So, second 45 minutes here. They call it Wolves Park, this King Abdullah Sports Stadium. And there's been plenty of attacking hunger, it's fair to say, from both teams in the first 45. The Bahrainis are technically minded and they're pushing forward again with their goal scorer Kamal Al-Aswad at the start of the second 45. And just as he sort of ran into the defender there, he's injured himself. Impact injury. Just runs into the immovable Girotto there, the Brazilian defender. And just a brief stoppage. Second half had only just got underway. Let's take the wind out of him. Won the Bahraini Premier League the last 2 years. Al-Taawoun, King's Cup win in 2022 as well. The success has come recently. He waited a long while for it. He went through a couple of reasonably well recommended foreign coaches before Ali Ashur was installed in 2023. And he's got a pretty nifty team, you would think, as well. No one will want to face Al-Taawoun. If it seems likely, they're headed for the round of 16. And Milson, mixed bag from him in the first half, but that's good distribution from the goalkeeper. Fatih once again is the target. Mandash trying to create, wriggling again. Al-Madoui, busy player, the captain. And then Al-Malad steps out of defence. Al-Salouli. Early cross. Faisal Fajir there. Well dealt with. A little bit pedestrian. Saad Al Nasser into Fateh. Tied it up again. Mahdi Houmedan. Try and pitch it square. Just straight again. The ball came in to him slightly awkwardly. A long delayed flag in the final shake-up there. Now Wedat poised to go through with the Sharjah from Group C in this particular zone, this western zone. The Jordanians there with the Emirati team. Al Hussein and Shabab Al Ahli, likewise from Group D. Jordan and Dubai, respectively, represented in the next round. Oh, it's clipped the crossbar there from Igor Torres. Quite sure how he managed to sort of wrap his foot around that. Might have taken a nick there. Milson would have had much of a shout at it. Igor Torres de Silva was gifted the chance from Milson's error in the first half. He failed to score. That was one he perhaps wasn't expected to score, the Sao Paulo-born striker. Let's have a little look. Made the good run to the near post. Well, heck of a connection that. I think it was a miss hit. It would have been one of the best miss hits of the season. But he managed to loop it up and over and in. And just to complete the reprise of how the West region is looking, Tractor and Al-Wakra 1 and 2 in Group A. The Qataris of Al-Wakra look likely to go through. Tractor already guaranteed a spot in the next round. The club from the Tabriz in Iran. More on the east zone in a moment. It's 1-1 here. 5 minutes into the second half in Barida, here in Saudi Arabia, northwest of Riyadh. Mubarak, they read the long diagonal well. There's the corner, plenty in there, and it was met by Girotto. Just bundles that at Ahmed, who himself is bundled over. A bit of a tangle there with Moussa Barrow. André Girotto. 6 years with Nantes in France before rocking up in Saudi at the start of the 23-24 season. And the checkbook's opened. Also played in Japan with Kyoto Sanga 9 years ago in J1. And Nasser winning the header. There's Dia, nice calming presence in the middle for Al-Qadiyah. Asaya Dia, the Bahraini international. Well, Al-Aswad on the ball, again the goal scorer, worth his weight in gold for both the national team and his club. 106 caps for Bahrain, 13 goals for the national team. Three-time winner of the Bahraini Premier League as well, before his move to Al-Qadiyah with Al-Rifa. But he did well to stay on his feet. He wouldn't squeeze out to Barrow. Well, showing his danger again, Abdul Fattah somehow managed to bring the ball under his spell. Forced to save from Mohammed. It was kind of scuffed in the end. Fajit. No complaints there, 14 shots. Al-Taawoun leading that 8-6. There's a long diagonal again, but that's just where a little bit of the game management, the nous, is lacking at times. A clear offside here. Now then, the runner over there on the far right, he can see the line, he can see across. And Fattah trying to seek out a second goal here. Shot away despite the attentions of Solani there. Torres trying to lay that ball off to himself. Here's Al Nasser. Scoop up and over the top. It's Al Nasser in a really good position. 2 targets. Oh, and how about that? Sultan Mandash restores Al-Taawoun's lead. The ball kicked up. And Amar Mohammed, well, was expecting the ball to be lashed at him in the end. I mean, Mandash is never, ever going to claim that that's one of his cleanest strikes, but quite frankly, who cares? The home team lead again, thanks to Sultan Mandash. Nice build-up play, Barrow and Al Nasser combining. He shins it over the line in the end. Sultan Mandash there. 3rd goal of the group. It's on target in each of the matches against Al-Taawoun. Makes it 2-1 on the night. 3 the group stage. It's a soft one to concede, isn't it? If you're of an Al-Taawoun persuasion. You can see Amar Mohammed, he thinks that ball is going to be crushed at him. And in the end, it's a rather apologetic and rather mocking finish, isn't it, from Mandash? And Al-Taawoun have to dig in again. Soft 2nd goal, but they all count. 2-1. I do feel, though, Al-Taawoun have it in them to find another goal. They certainly build some pressure and get up a head of steam again here. But that's Mahdi Humedan falls backwards. Mubarak, Dia, always the option. No problem here for Walid Al-Malad. The clutching of the hamstring, and yeah, Rodolfo Barena signalling to his bench there. Might need a reinforcement. You saw there the instant reaction of Walid Al-Malad. Clutching that hamstring, never a good sign. Here, just overextends, doesn't he? Yeah, pulls up straight away. No opponent near him. And that expression tells you all you need to know. They're going to have to look for a reinforcement here. The opening goal tonight, scored by Abdul Fattah, gave Al-Taawoun the lead. It's past the half-hour mark, and then before the break, follow-up shot, Belatresh, the effort saved by Malson. Al-Aswad there is the tap home. And 10 minutes into the 2nd half, this Sultan Mandash shinning it in. From Igor Torres. Nice interplay that between he and Belatresh. Now it's Al-Aswad. Khaldiya with a man down right on the edge of the box. Flipped over from Dia. Beletresh was the target. Torres tries to bring the ball down on a sixpence and then leverage contact from the defender. Gets nothing. Here goes Houmedan. They drew that challenge from Saad Al Nasser, who may have left his boot in a little late there on Mahdi Houmedan. Well, it was risky. They're going to have to find a replacement here for Walid Al-Malad, I think. He's done his hamstring. Marlson doesn't look in the best shape either. Well, see, it's the requirement now to have a replacement goalkeeper on the bench. They've got Abdul Rahman Al Ghamdi in that zone, in that situation if required. They're going to be dealing with Al-Malad first. What it's all about for the coach, just thinking on the spot as challenges present themselves one by one. This is Matiab Al-Mufarij, his first year with Al-Taawoun, previously of Al Hilal. Will be the replacement for Walid Al-Malad by the looks of things. Yeah, that hamstring has gone. Full-time winner of the Saudi Pro League with Al Hilal, Matiab Al-Mufarij. No worries whatsoever about the experience or the class here for Al-Malad. 32 replacing 23. Marlson seems to be okay for the time being. There's defending to do here for Al-Taawoun. Footed corner in swinger, carried all the way through. Goodness me, I think that's just hit Saad Al Nasser. Didn't look too much like he knew anything about it, standing on the near post. Al-Qadiyah still have it. Managed to thrust it away though with Faisal Fajr. And Syed Dia to tidy it up. Al-Qadiyah build again. We approach the midway point in the second half here. Al-Taawoun leading by 2-1. Well, it eluded everyone, I think, here. That's a good job. Saad Al Nasser was on that near post. And is not always the way, paying attention. The man defending the post at corners. I think that was curling in. Beletresh the target. Yeah, having quite a bit of possession now, Al-Qadiyah. And watch and be wary of for Al-Taawoun. Here's Al-Aswad. Humidan. Give it away, Barrow. Effectively shackled tonight, really. Musa Barrow hasn't produced much of a goal-scoring threat. Brace against this opposition, the first match in Bahrain, and then the brace against Al Nasir. Goals in this section of come away. Saad Al Nasser dealt with by Ahmed Mubarak. And Syed Dia. Barrow ships it on. And Nasser and Fatah. Barrow. Well, scurried clear again. Back it. Really do like the way this match has been played at a pleasing, entertaining tempo tonight. Both teams have been committed to attack, want to come out and score, and have plenty of ability in their ranks. Humidan. Mubarak. Ahmed Mubarak again. Plenty of offsides tonight. That has been another feature of this contest. Fatah in behind. First touch was decent. Able to hold it up as well. Yeah, the supporting player there, Sultan Mandash, just ran out of wriggle room. Quickly the ball is worked on though by Mohammed, but that high line and the press from Al-Taawoun once more, pushing Al-Qadiyah back. Great challenge that by the substitute Al-Mufarij. Given away again, not the first time by Milson and Mahdi Humidan. Yeah, they're trying to embarrass the goalkeeper from long range. That's twice he's done that, Milson. And Humidan didn't need to take it on that early. You can't blame him, actually, for trying to catch Milson out, because briefly the goal was unguarded. But it needed a better finish than that. Well, he got on the end of the previous Milson error in the first half. Was denied by a sensational last-ditch challenge from Al Saluli. Seemed to be up there, stopping Igor Torres. He's holding the attacker the whole way there. Oh, and Al Saluli. Changes, they had to come sooner or later for Al-Qadiyah. We've got Mahdi Abdul Jabbar And Salah Al-Yayay. Frustrating night for Igor Torres. His race is run, and Osama Belatresh as well is withdrawn. Fresh attacking legs here. Here's the free kick. Well defended. Fata got back. Did a bit for Igor Torres and Osama Belatresh. Actually, both decent players. Hasn't necessarily been their night. The influence has faded a little bit in the second half. Certainly had better first 45 minutes. Now then, there's a 2-on-1 breakaway here. It's Musa Barrow. If he can slip it across to Mandash. Ran into the defender. Now Al-Taawoun have black shirts back. Here's Mandash though, trying to weave inside. That's the contact at least off Khaldiya. Corner. Quick back to front operation there for Al-Taawoun. They've got a corner out of it. No, they haven't. Dia. On ball for Barrow. Seems to be playing more centrally now. At least a little bit more advanced, Musa Barrow. And Mahdi do if Al-Taawoun can try and get the two substitutes involved here. Time beginning to run out. Al-Aswad. Spare player is Mubarak. Moving in and around slickly. Al-Yaya. Girotto runs it clear with a minimum of fuss. Well played, out of danger again from Al-Taawoun. Maybe room in the middle here for Musa Barrow. Able to spin. Bring Al Nasser into it. Killer pass. Finally, it was all very patient. That ball was played very deep. Al Rashdan into the furthest forward, the onrushing attacker, the Mahdi Humidan. Flavio. Fajr. So Barrow. First touch wasn't quite good enough. Well, it was sufficient to force Mubarak into the covering clearance. wasn't a meaty first touch, was it, there from Musa Barrow? Didn't matter in the end. Fahad Mohamed Jumayya now is going to come on for the scorer of the second goal for Al-Taawoun, Sultan Mandash. This his lasting contribution. Will it be the winning contribution? I wonder. Only time will tell. The first season player with Al-Taawoun, the 29-year-old midfielder. So this is I think, with the designs on shoring things up for Al-Taawoun. So they have this corner. Faisal Fajir, the Moroccan, will take it. Delivery, plenty of whip on that and pace. Samadi with a clearance to substitute, and that's the other substitute, Al-Yaya. It's forced all the way back there by Faisal Fajir. Hard-working midfield player, and again they panicked Khaldiya to giving up possession. Saad Al Nasser in full of running, full of legs here on this left-hand side tonight. Force it, check the ball back into midfield, and then well, can't communicate with an attacker. Once again, Khaldiya will try and work their combinations. Very loose in the middle there from Al Rashdan. No problem whatsoever to wrestle that back for Al-Taawoun, but it's just getting a little bit sloppier. The passes are not finding feet now. Both sides. Always the way with the substitutions. We're going to get a couple more here from the visitors. Gleison, another of the Brazilians, Mohamed Adel, as Mahdi Hamidan's ended up replacing his front three here. Yeah, so Mohamed Adel, Gleison, Wilson and Mendy, Dominique all come on here for one late push. And Al Rashdan has faded a little again in the second half. Mubarak, he had a decent game actually. He's been removed as well. His first involvement, Gleison. The tumble. That keeps the Brazilian quota up, the 29-year-old from Campinas. Played a fair bit in Portugal, Gleison, actually. Porto's B team on loan to Portimonense and Penafiel. Played in Angola as well, with Petro Luanda. Corner. So working hard, pushing on to the last here. Farhad, the substitute. Did really well, actually. Taking Adel with him. Fajir's corner, out swinger, contact on that, might drop here for Girotto. Ended up thrashing the ball over the top. But it's a good delivery, this. Watch the movement from Al Salouli. He ended up just sort of helping it down, didn't he? Glancing it on there for Shirotto. Al-Taawoun might well say that that dropped to the wrong man. The South American defender, as was Barena, the coach. He looks set here to put his team on the brink of the qualification. Both the AFC Champions League Elite and Champions League Two will move to knockout after the differently arranged group stages are completed. Al-Taawoun virtually there. Adele's first touch wasn't good there. Snaps in second time round. Al-Taawoun just was in two minds as to whether to shout foul there. But no, got on with it, to his credit. Ismail Durgam brings it on. There's Khaldiya. Pass inside the fullback. See the intention. The execution wasn't there. Barrow. Fateh holds it up. There goes Farhad. Well, they're going to get a fair bit of possession in the closing stages here, Al-Taawoun, because Al-Taawoun have just got a little bit looser. More prone to giving the ball away. The key is if Al-Taawoun can do anything with it. And we expect them to beat Al-Taawoun at home next week, and given the Turkmenistanis the wrong end of a 100% sequence, that is a losing sequence. So Al-Taawoun, who finish away in Baghdad at the Al Medina against Air Force Club, might be okay with a point from that one. It's a massive boost if they can get 3 tonight, though. Khaldiya pushing forward. It's Gleison. There's the 1-2, it's Gleison! He prodded that at Milson, near post. The Brazilian striker denied by the Brazilian goalkeeper. Looked like a possible breakthrough moment here from the substitute, Gleison Wilson. Running out of ground, wasn't he? The option was Mardi square. The glory for himself, can't blame him necessarily in that situation. Tight in on goal. Mendy. Khaldiya. There's Al-Yaya. Pushing it left, pushing it right. Trying all routes. Mendy again. Remaining disciplined, remaining well drilled here, Al-Taawoun. Vata. Al-Taawoun. Well defended by Farhad. He's done well since coming on. Yeah, by the looks of things, another change. And change, plural. João Pedro, Rivas and Farhan. Just to see this out, perhaps the most significant goal-scoring-wise, João Pedro. He scored 3 goals in this group against Air Force Club, and the brace in the match with Al Nasir. And then Rivas comes in, likewise Sultan Al Farhan. More defensive-minded midfield player. That is put a shift in. A big contribution as well. That opening goal tonight. That's João Pedro who comes in. Yeah, Fajr, belligerent as ever. Ball into the near post. Al-Taawoun get it away. Plays in, by the way, another South American, René Rivas, Venezuelan. He just rocked up in Saudi, actually, previously with the Caracas, where he played the Copa Libertadores last season. The 21-year-old, normally a left-sided fullback, wearing 16. And a straight switch in for Saad Al Nasser again, who's run himself flat tonight for Al-Taawoun. Zalani. Clock is ticking here for the Bahraini champions. Adel. Barrow using his physicality. Possession a lot closer in this second half. Al-Taawoun have dominated in both halves, but in the 60s in their favour in the first 45. Significantly less here as Al-Qadiyah has had to commit. Try and come forward and get something at Syed Dia. They still might, but the clock is ticking. There's a little layoff there from Gleisen. Adele, one of the other substitutes. Barrow, the obvious target here. Yeah, is the onrushing Rivas. No, not quite enough fizz. There's a chip there from the young fullback. It would have been something, wouldn't it? Al-Yaya takes Girotto with him. Support on the left. It's going to run through Dia once again here for Al-Qadiyah. So the last 90 seconds of the 90, it will leave them needing to get something next week. The Bahrainis to have a chance of still going through. There's Gleisen. Layoff, squirrels away from Mendy. Mendy picks it up. That's nicely done. Nice to thread it into Gleisen. That's why the substitutes were brought on. But the chance for Al-Taawoun to just run it down. Referee had spotted something a little unpleasant earlier on for that. The stamp was Mendy all the way across there. on Flavio. That's the substitute going in on Flavio here, and this was the attempt at the showboat Hollywood finish from René Rivas. Kind of in some way to mark his AFC Champions League Two debut. The 21-year-old Venezuelan. And a problem at the end here for Flavio. It did look like those studs came down hard on him from Mendy. 6 minutes extra at the end here. Oh, well played. How on earth has this turned into a goal-scoring opportunity? Wow. João Pedro could have put the cherry on top there. Look at this diagonal. Fantastic play by Farhad, who chased it down. He didn't give up. I mean, what's the goalkeeper doing there? He thinks the ball's going to roll out of play. Farhad does brilliantly. And then João Pedro, well, with his back to goal, he shinned it somewhat. Just couldn't keep the overhead low enough to seal the deal for Al-Taawoun. Should never have been given that kind of opportunity in the first place, with the long ball thrust over the top there. And given it they were. And then it's El Madoui, who threads it up and over. And the goalkeeper comes out. Almost finishing talking about Amar Mohamed and not the problems that Mailson had created for his own team, Al-Taawoun, in the first half here. Doesn't look like they're going to rue those defensive miscalculations in the final shake-up. Been too good ultimately going forward, and still looking for a clinching third goal. And anything that squirrels loose will give Khaldiya a little bit of impetus that they can come forward. And indeed, that's what's going to happen here. Midway through the extra 6 minutes at the end, it's getting a little bit tense. The ball's no good there for Al-Taawoun. Home fans want the final whistle, of course they do. Two runners pushing forward. Big cheer for the defensive clearance there from Hassan Al-Salouli, who's been excellent for Al-Taawoun tonight. Just a couple more defensive pushes is all that will be required. Khaldiya looking for the flick. Nice breaks there for João Pedro. Maybe a counter-attacking chance is on. He's done really well, one of the subs, Farhad. Almost created that spectacular third goal for João Pedro. Not quite there, though. Al-Taawoun come again. Khaldiya Oh, the goalkeeper's missed it. Real problems here for Al-Taawoun. Milson able to stumble on the ball, finally. Oh, hearts are in mouths there for the Saudi side. Come out like that and you have to claim it. He didn't. They weren't punished. Just keep the ball now. That's all that's needed. This really should be the completion of the job. The third goal won't really matter. They'd love one if they can get one. It's swept across by the excellent Farhad. Carries all the way over, but Mohamed will claim the second cross from Flavio. And Al-Taawoun have run out of time. They'll have to beat Al-Taawoun and hope that other results go their way on the last match day next week, when Al-Taawoun will try and complete the formality of qualification against Air Force Club, who have become a rival with their win over Al-Taawoun earlier. But the deadlock at the top of Group B of AFC Champions League Two has been broken. And crucially, Al-Taawoun will complete the double here over Al-Khaldiya. A 3-2 away win in Riffa on match night 1. Complemented despite some nervy moments at the end, as Al-Khaldiya again try and force a chance. It's come across from Adel. And surely the final whistle is forthcoming here. Well, still not. Tajiki referee took a look at his watch, but brings to a close a nervy finish. But coach Arouabarena and Al-Taawoun are able to celebrate a second win over Al-Khaldiya in this group and virtually secure qualification to the last 16. It was nervy at the end. They got the breakthrough goal in the second half from Sultan Mandash, and a soft goal it was too, after the teams were tied at the break. Abdel Fattah had given Al-Taawoun the lead, and Kamal Al-Aswad had levelled it up. They didn't quite have that extra attacking thrust when it was needed, the visitors from Bahrain, and that might well cost them qualification in the end of this group. So 5 matches down, 1 to play. Al-Taawoun are nearly there, following the lead of their Saudi rival teams in AFC Champions League Elite. They will stay top of the group after another win. Played 5-1-4, 2-1 over Al-Khaldiya, the final score here.